Hello guys and welcome back to our channel Barca Admirers for your daily dosage of all the latest news updates and transfers roundup regarding Barcelona. In this episode, we take a look at the promises that the new coach Xavi has made regarding the changes that he desires to make at the club, and I'll be quite honest with you, he somewhat seemed to accept the fact that this job is rather overwhelmingly challenging for him, to say the least. On the other hand, a surprising report has come up in the Spanish media related to the departure of a player from the club that no one expects to leave. Well, Felipe Coutinho speaks out in a recent interview about his so-called attitude problems along with many more such updates. So make sure to watch this video till the very end without skipping over any part. Now before we get started, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, share it with your blogger and your friends, and click on the bell icon and press all to turn on all the notifications. First step today, of course, we have a look at all the events that took place at Xavi's presentation at the Camp Nou. It was a great presentation, the fans were very happy, and the press conference was held with lots of daring and a desire to succeed. Even Pep Guardiola was in the house. Today, Xavi starts to be Barca's official coach, and we wish him a lot of success. Spanish news publication Mundo Deportivo reports that the new manager has brought back excitement to Barcelona. Almost 9,500 fans attended his presentation at the Camp Nou. Standing on the podium and addressing the fans directly, Xavi Hernandez said during his presentation that Barcelona is the most difficult club in the world because here he has to try and win and convince as well. He will try to return to excellence. Xavi said that he does not believe in one specific leader. As the staff, they have to lead collectively, but then there also have to be several leaders. Messi was a leader on the pitch, but in the dressing room, he was more introverted. Everyone must have their role and there must be different kinds of leaderships. Reminding everyone about Johan Cruyff, Xavi said that his first defender is the forward in his team and his first forward is the goalkeeper. It is the DNA of the Cruyffian philosophy. Everything depends on everyone. He arrives at the club at a delicate moment, but he feels prepared. He knows that they are generating enthusiasm and it's necessary to put order and have the maximum demand. The project is a medium long-term one. There is a team to do great things. The manager stressed that Barca have to recover many things and especially put on the pressure on the opposition after a loss in possession. He also emphasized that the training sessions from now on will demand a lot. He said that there is a team and there is talent in it, and he will try to transmit his experience to the players to win many titles. He's going to demand a lot from the players, but he will also help them. For him, it is an advantage to know the captains such as Busquets, Piqué, Alba, Roberto, and also senior players like Marc-Andre ter Stegen. On a positive note, Xavi added that from the outside he has noticed that there are players who feel a lot of pressure because the psychological issue is very hard, but he will work with them. He assured that he wants to help those players personally and professionally and talk to them to see what the problem is. The idea is to recover players from injuries as well and collectively row in the same direction. There are many issues to talk about. He will try to convey the idea as soon as possible so that the players understand it and be able to compete in the next game against Espanyol. Speaking about injuries, Xavi firmly stood his ground when he said that Dembélé, well prepared, can be the best player in the world in his position. He has the qualities to make a difference at Barca and to become a world star. There have been injuries and this is normal, but now there are too many. He said that they must reinforce prevention, strength and gym work and see if they are trained well, which, to be honest, he does not know yet. Speaking about Dembélé, top-tier journalist Yelena Candes reported that Usman is convinced that Xavi can be a key in his career to help him succeed. The player is excited after listening to Xavi's words and he is looking forward to meeting him today. Refusing to comment on the rest of the French players and the infamous French lobby at Barca, Xavi said that they all start from scratch and he will count on all the players at Barca. He cannot specifically comment on how Umtiti or Longley are. They all start from scratch and they're going to see them. Praising the youngsters, Xavi said that the great performances of very young players such as Gavi, Nico and Balde is very surprising because being so young, especially with the case of Gavi, he has already played with the national team at the age of 17. He said that Barca have a great generation of young players and they have to take full advantage of it. Our president Joan Laporta, who was also standing by Xavi's side during his presentation, welcomed Xavi back at his home. He said that it's a very emotional day today, and today will mark the history of Barca. Laporta asserted in front of everyone that he has full confidence in Xavi. He has to command and direct the best that he knows to. He has it difficult and the situation right now is complicated. However, Xavi has convinced him when he told him that he can make the most of this team. It's necessary to go to the next round of the Champions League because of our prestige and not only qualify for the next Champions League edition but also to aspire to compete and to win all the competitions in which they take part. As far as receiving help from senior players is concerned, Laporta said that with Puyol there is a very direct relationship with the club. Dani Alves has also had a very open relationship and he has also offered himself. They can help if Xavi needs them. Also present in the house was Pep Guardiola. He said that if Laporta and the board have chosen Xavi, it's because there are millions of positives and few negatives. He knows the house and he will bring positive energy because of the way he sees football and because of his dedication. It's better that Xavi is not compared to him or anyone else. We have to be very patient with him. His knowledge of football will help the club a lot. Barcelona's Brazilian player Felipe Coutinho, who is right now away on national duty, said that Xavi was a great player and a great footballing idol, and now he is back home in Barcelona. He hopes he can be very successful with the group that we have. He was able to talk to him once when he visited some doctors in Qatar, and he knows that Xavi is a great man. Commenting on his physical health, Coutinho said that he feels very good. It's obvious that being out for 9 months is not easy, and especially after 3 injuries in a row on the same knee. But since he has returned, he has not felt any pain or discomfort. However, reporting on the player's recently indisciplined antics, journalist Laia Tudel stated that in the dressing room, Sergi Barjuan was tired of Coutinho's approach to games and training. In Celta Vigo, the player said no need when Sergi Barjuan sent him to warm up and one of the heavyweights in the dressing room scolded him at the end of the game. However, during his press conference with the Brazilian national team, Coutinho denied all these allegations. He said that he was surprised when he saw the news that he did not want to get off the bench against Celta Vigo because his whole career he has been a professional, but the press always invents things for their own pleasure. Now getting back to Xavi, the new manager thankfully expressed his concerns regarding the medical services existing at the club. He said that he is definitely worried. They have to put order and see what the problem is. He will try to make the players stay fit for as long as possible. There are still talks with the president pending, but this problem must be resolved. According to Spanish news outlet TV3, besides mentioning it in public, Matteo Alemany has also spoken to Xavi in private and they both agreed that the club's medical services are an issue that needs to be addressed immediately. Taking immediate action as the first thing today, RAC1 reports that Barca have informed Albert Roca that he is no longer the first team's physical trainer. This of course was accompanied by other things, as top-tier journalist Javi Miguel reports that Juan Hobrau, the head of physiotherapy in the first team, has been relieved of his medical services today and he will presumably be replaced by physio Carlos Nogueira, a member of Xavi's staff at Al Sadd. The report continues saying that other than him, there will be at least one more exit in physiotherapy since Jaume Munier, who returns to the first team today, has joined as of this Tuesday after spending 2 years in the futsal section. On the other hand, Dr. Ricard Pruna, the services of whom Xavi himself requested, has not yet disassociated himself from Sharjah and he has a contract until June 30th and it would be very complicated to take him out of his contract. Xavi will most likely wait until next summer when he can join the club on free. Giving us some good news, top-tier journalist Ferran Martinez reports that Serginho Dest, Nico and Pedri will all be back for Xavi's debut in the derby against Espanyol. However, it also has some bad news, as the same report also states that Roberto and Piqué are also expected to be back. On the other hand, El Nacional reports that Frenkie de Jong is stagnating and Barca no longer closes the door on the option to sell him. Manchester City would be delighted to sign him and could try to convince Barca, who are looking for wingers, with an offer of Raheem Sterling plus 20 million euros. As of right now, Barca do not plan to sell De Jong until Xavi trains him and sees him in action, but if the new coach gives his approval, the Dutchman could be a part of the negotiations to try to sign Sterling. However, a word of advice for all our viewers: El Nacional is probably up there as one of the most, if not the most, unreliable sources for Barcelona. You can take most of the news that they report with a pinch of salt. Moving on to the next news update, we have a big one. A Spanish news publication, Mundo Deportivo, reports that Barca are negotiating with the Chile's-owned fan platform Socios to become one of their shirt sponsors for the 2021-2022 season. The brand would fill the void left by Beko. Valencia and Inter Milan have also an agreement with them, although on the front of the shirt. Speaking about the financial side, Joan Laporta complained yesterday that La Liga looks at everything with a magnifying glass. Every day they come up with something new. They have done a counter audit and now they want Barca to sign operations that they only see clearly. With fair play, Barca do not have much margin, but at least they still have some to sign some players. Going to the next one, journalist Gerard Romero reports that Barca are already starting to think about the next season and now they are negotiating the option to do the pre-season in Australia. Now that's all the news that we could collect for you today in the news roundup. As far as the transfers are concerned, Xavi himself promised that they are talking about many things and one of them is the winter market. They need to have wingers of a good level because they have to recover the injured players and they also have to see what the forecast is with Ansu. He said that he wants to play with wide wingers. As far as the signings in January are concerned, Xavi himself assured that they were going to assess the transfer issue with the club and that they're going to decide, but it's still too early and they are going to work to strengthen the team. Any market is an opportunity and it should always remain that way. After Xavi's arrival, journalist Javi Miguel reports that there are chances that Barca will look to sign a fast and deep winger, especially after noting the injury problems of Fati and Dembele in this winter transfer market, which is supposed to be Xavi's priority signing. According to Spanish news outlet Sport, Barca could also look to sign a goalkeeper in the winter market to provide some competition to Marc-Andre ter Stegen, who is no longer as untouchable as he was before. He has conceded 292 goals in 290 games with Barca. In yet another transfer update, it's being reported that Al Sadd striker Baghdad Bouneddia has emerged as a shock transfer target for Barcelona following Xavi's appointment as manager. News publication Goal.com have claimed that Bouneddia has been linked with a shock move after being a key player under Xavi in Qatar. That's all the news we could collect for you today. If you enjoyed this video, then please subscribe to our channel, press the bell icon, select all and enable all the YouTube app notifications. We have always been overly impressed by your response to our videos. So in this episode, we have decided to set a target of 550 likes. Please Qlers, help us reach our target on this episode as well. Now that's all we have for today's episode. I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next video. Until then, stay safe. Visca el Barça, Visca el Catalunya.